a pace setter, as the ladies did. If anybody's coming back just to volunteer, hey, I need a couple extra kilometers. If not, we'll see who decides that I want to push this pace. I want to get sub 14. And again, the conditions are really right for a great distance run.
And just like the women's race, hopefully we have a nice pacer here. Off we go in the men's 5,000. Again, this will be a hunt for sub 14 minutes. The D2 Auto 13:57.77. Provisional 14:37.45. Number of men have hit that in the Division II ranks, but some of the best names in Division II in this section, and man, it is a big one. 31 men in this section. You see on the inside, that's Kyle Masterson, the senior from Adams State, a All-American many times over there for the Adams State program.
And we spoke last night when the field was up to 32, just the difficulties and such that it presents, not only running out in lane 3 or 4 just to avoid any trouble, but also if you're at the back of the pack, suddenly you're 20 meters behind and you're really not out of contact, but you have some distance to make up.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll work to find positioning in these early laps. Again, for Masterson, he ran 14:03. Actually, he's done that this season. He did it on the indoor track at the Husky Classic. He's facing some Division I talent there as they come through at about 71. So actually pretty conservative thus far. Masterson, this says, he was 6th at the indoor 5,000 this past March. And he's already run 29:10 for the 10K this year. So he's having a very, very nice senior year. There on the left side of your screen, that's Nick Sodor, the senior from Michigan State, coming in with that 14:31. And again, our second seed, at least on paper, Wooey Mock from Grand Valley State. He's an 8:11 and 3:45 guy. So some surprisingly slow goings thus far. It's a little bit of a bummer that we don't have a pacer out there, and you can kind of see why things are slow to materialize thus far. We had one in the women's race, but Masterson, our top seed, kind of left to fend for himself. He will go straight to the front and run the position of least resistance there on the inside of the track.
He is one that most of the field is looking at. It's like, okay, where is he in the pack?
Definitely.
And he's in front, so they say, okay, we're doing well.
A couple of guys in this section also have been in like the 14 teens. I'm looking at Joshua Joseph, the Adams State teammate. He's run 14:15. Connor Black, he's got a 14:15 seed time. That's what Mock has as well, although those are just estimations. Klingler, he unattached from the Playmakers. You will see him in HIP 5. He has run 14:15 as well. So a lot of guys possibly looking to scare that 14-minute pace, although they need to get moving a little bit.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies track and field website, this weekend they're split up between here and also at the Penn Relays in Philadelphia. Last weekend there were at several locations at the Western Invite back in Gunnison, their hometown in Colorado. Next weekend is the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Championships, and then the 25th to the 27th of May, the D2 Nationals down in Bradenton, Florida.
So it's got to be counted as pretty disappointing as they went through 3 minutes through the opening kilometer. That's 15-minute pace. This is slow.
So we saw the ladies go 8:10, sub-8. We're going to see the guys do a much greater negative.
I mean, they're going to close fast, so it'll make for an entertaining close. But with no pacer, again, it's just slow goings early on. No one really wanted to take the pace, and you understand that as a competitor because you don't want to be the guy out there all alone or the guy responsible for keeping the pace going because you're just trying to win this race. But the consequence in that at that point is the pace, that it is taking a while to get going.
Set up a situation where I counted 5 abreast down the main straightaway as they're running out into lane 3, almost lane 4. The entire pack of 31 still in contact. They haven't dropped anybody, again, 3 minutes after the opening kilometer.
So it's been the same the entire way. Masterson there on the rail in front with Nick Sodor. So 2 seniors leading the way.
Coming up to 1,600 meters. 4:44.
4:44 through 1,600. Let's get an idea of where we're at. It's not what we wanted or expected.
No, that was.
We're on 14:45 pace, so it's gotten a little bit quicker, but not much. Hip 10 on the left side of your screen. That's Carrera of Fleet Feet. He is got a 14:25 seed time, and he'll go to the front now. So maybe some movement starting to happen as Carrera, the first man to show any indication of wanting to get the pace moving. 8 to go. So now things maybe will start to spread out. Carrera senses the urgency, knowing that they're letting the laps go by, and any chance of running a quick time with it.
And obviously, this second kilometer is going to be faster, but really not that much. Maybe
No, I mean,
about
this
10 seconds or
this
so.
Final 3K will need to be lightning. I mean, for some here, it's a glorified warm-up up to this point, so it's possible we could see some really exciting things over the final 3K. So 2,000 about
5:53.
5:53 is right, and so we go
5:53.
3 minutes
Then
and then 2:53. So a considerable jump down,
Right.
but we're going to need to really get rolling here.
There's our field
Still very packed here in the men's 5,000. It's Carrera and Sodor and then Masterson. Joseph from Adams State, the Frosh, starting to move into position. He looks like he may want to challenge for the lead. Mock there in the middle. His long legs, you got to think that's a tight squeeze for him to be that packed up. All right, 7 to go.
And again, in theory, this is anybody's game because the seed time's coming in for just about all of the field of 31 within that pace that they've been running so far through 2 kilometers.
Carrera and Sodor, but again, our whole field's still right there. Left side of your screen, that's Noah Lutz from Southern Indiana.
bunched up.
Comes in with a 14:38. He's looking to get a provisional tonight.
And we're coming around to
New leader, the Frosh, Joseph, moves to the front. That allows Mock to get out from his predicament.
Joshua Joseph of Adams State.
If you leave this too long, I really like Mock's wheels over the last few laps. Again, a 3:45, 1,500-meter runner. That's going to be about the tops of this field.
And Wooey Mock showed the reason why you always want to pay attention if you're in the middle of a pack. So he realized there was an opportunity for him to get out of a box. He was, as you said, those tall legs, and he was in the middle of at least 3 runners running side by side. And he said, I got to get out of this, and he made the move. So we will, in the next lap, have our 3,000-meter split. I would expect things to really get rolling, but again, just has not been the quick race we quite expected thus far. What that does, though, is sets us up for a brilliant finish, as these guys should all be fresh heading into our last few laps. Joseph and Mock, 2 Division I studs up front. Masterson, our top seed, still right in there. He's a little bit boxed in, but that should be no trouble with still more than 2,000 meters left to run.
Another lap later.
Gosh, no one wants to take this lead, though.
Because we're a lap
Joseph,
along here.
I mean, he's in front, but he's not really pressing the matter.
Yeah.
I think as a freshman, he's not really sure what's going on. Not sure if he wants to be in the lead, but with the pace the way it is, I mean, we're going to run about 8:50 through 3K.
And again, what actually an Olympian told me, if you're in the lead, do something with it. And right now, no one has. Started out with Kyle Masterson, did not press the pace because he just didn't want to be, I guess, maybe almost the guinea pig in this solid field. And he was hoping that somebody else would take the pace out so he could move closer to being a 13-minute 5K runner.
Yeah, this is almost being run like a championship race. It is a championship, but with it being before the conference and NCAA meet, we would have expected a little bit, but we don't want to harp on that too much because this is going to be a really entertaining final meters. A little stumble there, and we have just a ton of guys, really almost the whole field still in it, which is just such a rare thing to see as we approach 4 laps to run.
7:20 halfway. That's 2:21, 800.
All right, so we approach our final mile.
And with a mile to go.
Mock still not really wanting to press matters, but he does go to the front. 1 to go. Sub 14 is out of the question, as they'll have to break 4 in the mile to do that, and it's not going to happen. But Mock going to the front of this race.
So again, the provisional qualifier isn't really an opportunity for someone to make the NCAA national championship because currently 25 athletes have run under 14:24.
Yeah, and the auto obviously out of the question here. It's just going to be an entertaining last 3.5 laps. Mock is there. Connor Black from Speed River, the Canadian, right in position. Again, not much has changed since the beginning. Masterson, we haven't said his name in a while. It's just because he's just been right back in third, tucked in position. Got to think he's one of the favorites, and now he's sliding out, getting a little bit impatient with 3 to go. Doesn't want to lose control of this race.
And now he is side by side with the leader, and now in front.
So an incredibly tactical 5,000 meters if you're still joining us. 3 to go, 11:07. Somebody has got to eventually take this on and start flying, but again, as the laps go by, it continues to be not too quick. So upcoming is our 4,000 meter split.
4,000 meters coming up on the back straight. Now we're spreading out the pace.
So maybe these guys just get a little practice for the championship season, knowing that a lot of upcoming races will be tactical. 11:40 at 4,000.
Yeah, they're moving now. That's why the field is now spread out single file.
So we've cut things down to 14:34 pace. As let's see, we got as Connor Black now moves into position on the right side of Masterson. 2 laps to run. We are going to see some fireworks here. It's going to get really fast. 12:15 with 800 meters to go. Connor Black of Speed River, he is to the front. And putting a little gap on this field. I wouldn't think he's going to run away from him, but with the way this race has gone so far, it's anything but predictable. So Black is leaving this field a little bit, and now Masterson
is fading.
Yeah, definitely.
Back to 5th.
So surprised to see that. Surprised the way this entire race has developed. Connor Black up front. He's run 14:36 for a personal best. He's got a 3:50, 1,500 meter per PR. On paper, he's not the class of this field, but right now, he's got about a 10-meter lead. Mock looks like he may be struggling a little bit. We have an athlete there moving up. Need to ID him. But 1 to go at 13:20. Should be a fast final 400 meters. And Black is taking it to this field.
14:37, the Division II provisional standard.
Trying to get a look at who we have in second. That's hip 7. So that is Goforth of Saginaw Valley. He has run 14:18, and really what he's done well is stayed away from the lead. Also hip 25. That's Woldemichael, who's unattached.
And he's not the only one challenging for the lead.
Is that? Let's see who we have there. That might be. It's hard to tell. It's an unattached runner now going around. Black looks like he's going to get past. First by Goforth. He's to the front. Hip 20 now in contention. That's Abe Visser, just a freshman. Look at Visser go. We got 4 guys in contention that we haven't talked about all race, and suddenly they have the wheels. What an upset. So Abe Visser, he's going to take this section, and he'll win in 14:22. Wow. What an upset here. It is strange men's 5,000 as Visser, he takes the win and then just collapses to the track. So Visser running unattached from Grand Valley State. And in a very deep Division II and even some D1 and professionals, Abe Visser upsets all of them and takes the win 14-21. That was a very fast final lap from him.
And again, going the opening 2,500 and 7:20. So we were looking at 14:40, a 20-second negative split. The ladies did a 10-second negative split in the second part of their 5,000. So we kept waiting for the racing to begin, and we thought Kyle Masterson when he went to the front, but he wasn't able to hold the pace together.
Right. Well, that was an exciting one. It didn't develop as quick as we thought or planned, but it was certainly exciting over the final meters. I think the two unattached athletes as our top two runners. It may have been. Have to take a look at that. Take a look at the results. Yes. Oh, our top two finishers, unattached athletes. Go forth, the top attached runner from Saginaw Valley. He actually doesn't run too far off his personal best, even for kind of the strange way that race developed. All right, so just 10,000 meters left to go on our schedule for the evening. We'll have the championship portions with the women and then the men scheduled to kick things off in about 5 minutes. So stick with us. We will be right back.